We are Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar, giving you a raw take on movies, television, and pop culture. My name's Chris.
Scott.
JB4.
All right, and that's our show. Thanks for listening.
End scene.
No, look, so we're just going to kind of freestyle today, and we've been bullshitting back and forth about stuff, when it comes to all of this streaming, because we were really intrigued with Disney's announcement that they're highly successful with 26.5 million subscribers to Disney Plus. And then, you go and you look at all the other shit. While we're sitting here bullshitting, just for curiosity, can you see what ESPN Plus has in terms of subscribers? Because that's kind of like their holy trio. Now we talked about earlier in another clip that we did for our sister show, Not Real Radio. On the Hulu end, 30 million viewers for Hulu, and 3.2 additional viewers that have Hulu Live. So we're talking about 33 million if you put all that together.
As of November 7th, 3.5 million.
Which doesn't surprise me.
ESPN?
Yeah, because here's the thing with ESPN Plus. It's kind of fucking bullshit. You pay minimal money for it, and I mean, you get their original programming and like their Sports Center shit, but like you can't watch football games on it.
Right.
Like you can't watch, like I think it's got MMA, and it's got some sports.
30 for 30 kind of
It's
thing.
like the fucking Ocho. I mean, they got dudes hitting each other with bull whips and curling and all that shit. I mean, that's pretty much what it has.
News, like it's not just 24 hours of ESPN news.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you get Sports Center and all that stuff. But I mean, there it is. So I mean, collectively, if you look at the Disney and treat these customers,
100 million.
You treat these customers as if they're separate. Let's just like combine them. But I mean, the Disney empire you're talking about in streaming, I mean, man, they're under 80 million. Fuck, they're under 60 million as far as subscribers.
But Disney Plus just came out in December. Netflix and HBO have all been around for a long time.
Oh, no, I agree. I do agree. But I think the thing with it is that Disney, I think that people thought there was going to be a lot more fucking people than that.
Well, I also wonder how many of HBO's numbers are informed by the fact that people had it on cable already. Does that make sense? Like,
I don't know.
Does
that count? Is that cable subscribers or is that streaming subscribers?
Or both? Are they lumping Now and Go into the same number?
But does that make a difference, though? Really?
It does.
Yeah,
My parents have HBO. I have a streaming service. That is a different situation.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that you have the same content. You're just accessing it a different way.
Well, let me put it this way: anyone who is subscribing to Netflix is engaging with the Netflix interface and putting stress on their servers, watching whatever they're watching because they get how streaming works. Whereas if I'm subscribing to whether it's DirecTV or whatever old school cable provider, HBO Go is bundled with that service. So I have the option of going online and watching it. But are these mostly older people? They're like, I just prefer the old school television.
Well, not even that.
Here you
are
go.
They being included?
140 million subscribers worldwide, but only 5 million on streaming.
Ah, for HBO.
Now is that HBO? That's HBO Now?
That is HBO. HBO cable has 140 million subscribers.
Got it.
HBO streaming only has 5 million.
I mean, that makes sense because cable and satellite still cannibalize a whole lot of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of lump it together because the thing with it is with HBO, you still are accessing the content.
I guess.
I mean, dude, Game of Thrones is one of the biggest fucking shows of all time. I mean, it doesn't make a difference how you're watching it. I mean, you're watching it. You have HBO.
I understand that, but subscribers to Disney Plus streaming service is not subscribers to Disney Plus cable channel. Cable channels are bundled in your cable cable system.
I understand that, but I mean, I'm talking about just access to the content. I mean, I'm talking about...
But here's something I think is relevant, and we're kind of lumping in a lot of other past topics, but I don't think, as a result of the fact that HBO's numbers, while they're being rolled out, is competitive with Netflix, I don't think they could do a Bandersnatch because they don't have the infrastructure that Netflix does because it's all online.
Agreed with you, and that's another thing. Another thing too is the HBO thing is. That's obviously a big reason why they're rolling all the WB shit into this Max app is so they can try to beef up that subscriber total.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
They absolutely will.
I think they will. I
don't know what the DC numbers are, but I mean, rolling in all those services together, and then Friends was the number one watched show.
All the Warner
on Netflix.
stuff. This is it. All the Warner stuff.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers. Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, they're really the only competition to Disney as far as I'm concerned.
Correct.
Yeah, but another interesting thing about HBO is they've been around since we were kids, and Netflix still has more subscribers
because Netflix
than they do writ large.
Netflix started the streaming thing.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you
know, they're also $10. HBO is $15 all the time.
I think Netflix is $13 now.
Oh, maybe, but
they
weren't always.
Exactly.
But still. They started the streaming thing. HBO started. I'm not going to say HBO started the cable thing, but HBO started their premium service back. Really became a name when they started doing originals, like Sopranos days, when they started putting out quality original content. Mm-hmm. They could establish themselves more of a content provider than just, hey, let's put out original content instead of just putting out, all the Bad Boys TV shows.
Well, I mean, I can tell you right now,
every
just
Harry
in terms
Potter
of
movie.
Like, I was very excited about Disney, and The Mandalorian was a good start, but there's a lot of dead air between now and whenever is next.
I mean, the only thing that's next for me is Clone Wars, and I mean that starts like next week or 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's it.
So back on that real fast, when I was watching The Mandalorian, when I was watching Imagineering, I would always stay inside that Disney platform. I'd rarely stray. Like, it's like, all right, I watched The Mandalorian. Now maybe I'll watch Endgame, or maybe I'll watch some Disney whatever inside. Now that I don't have to go back inside that app, it is rare that I visit it.
Honeymoon's over.
Unless I get really bored, I'm like, oh, well, let me watch a Marvel flick or
kid with a
tenant
computer with
the honeymoon's definitely over with DC. For me, I mean, only
DC,
time
Disney.
I mean Disney. The only time I ever put it on is so my kids could watch it. I watch a lot more Netflix, and dude, like Netflix now, like
but
it seems
your kids are watching it.
It seems but it's rare. Like
it's rare that they watch it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I can tell you the number one played show right now on the Disney Plus for us right now is Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, because it's adorable watching my 7-month-old infant like watch it, like she's mesmerized by it.
Oh wow, okay.
Avery doesn't watch that shit, and she's 8. She doesn't watch any of that shit. She watches tween shows on either Netflix or Hulu, so that's her jam. Netflix now, man, it seems like everybody is pouring the fucking documentaries, man. Like they got this pharmacy. They got the fucking Aaron Hernandez one. They got bunch.
The one about the flu, which
pandemic.
Yeah, they got a bunch of different documentaries, and it's the same thing. Like I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it. So I mean, you got that. They're ripping on those docuseries. Speaking of docuseries, on HBO, I watched the first episode of McMillions.
And
fuck me, that's crazy, man.
I haven't watched it yet, so no spoilers.
No, I'm not going to spoil anything.
But,
it's great, man.
But
it's awesome.
Like what I was telling Scott is that I usually hold off on documentaries until I'm in a position to binge, because since it happened, I'm inclined to go online and spoil it for myself.
Yeah,
and I sort of want to like plow through and get the reveal based on.
And I have to say, man, I'm enjoying. The one thing that I do have to say that I enjoy about the Disney model and the HBO model, man, I don't feel any pressure to binge shit. Man, I can sit back, I can enjoy something. I don't have to sit there and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking tired. I don't feel like watching this shit. And if I don't watch it, it's going to get spoiled by everybody at work because it's red hot, or or my fucking, my wife wants to keep fucking watching it, and I'm like,
no,
I'm like ready to crash.
Or you can talk about it the next day.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
And everybody's on the same page.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm liking it. Honestly, I hope Netflix goes to that format. I really hope they do, because I find that since I don't have to binge anything, I watch more shit.
No, you're right.
It's not
You're
like
exactly
I'm
right.
focused. It's not like I'm focused on one thing. I blow my load and then I find something else to do.
No.
Now I'm invested in like 4 or 5 different shows, and I'm like, fuck, this is pretty awesome.
They should
they
they should
keep
do
you.
it with like Stranger Things and or The Witcher, just to try it, see if it affects the numbers and the number of people that tune in.
I like binging because I like getting through it, but I have always been against it because of the fact that I like speaking about the shows the next day. I like coming up with theories. What do you think is going to happen? And then you have 4 or 5 days where everybody's buzzing, and then the show comes out, and you're like, oh, I can't believe it just happened. Oh, did you see it? Oh. And then you got another 4 or 5 days. It's free advertising. With the social media, we could talk about it
See,
Yeah,
that,
good
forever.
point.
that's one thing that I find it is interesting, though, when it comes to all the social media shit, is shows like Walking Dead or shows like Breaking Bad, any of that, man. Like, you see clips where people, like, post shit where they're like, what do you think's going to happen? This, that, and all this stuff. But, dude, Mandalorian, none of that shit. Baby Yoda memes. That's all the fuck it was. Like, nobody talked about theories or what they thought was going to happen or any of that
I
shit.
don't know about that.
I didn't see anything like that with
You
Mandalorian.
sent us stuff that was theorizing, like I think it's Boba Fett, guys.
I mean, that one thing, but I mean, it wasn't
Yeah,
sitting there
that
and they're
one
like,
thing.
that one thing, but it's not like Breaking Bad where
But
you're
also-
sitting there and you have like fucking like 8 people with 8 different theories being posted by
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of people.
because The Mandalorian wasn't that type of show.
I agree with you.
You know,
Yeah.
there were theories. It was a pretty straightforward show.
Well,
I mean, it was
and
Star Wars. you
Breaking
know.
Bad is an interesting case study because it's 50-50. Like, 2 seasons were made and it was at death's door, and then it got a second lease on life from Netflix, and I binged the first 3 seasons. Then I was on board, right?
But
then I
it's
was
still
like,
one of those shows you could talk about week to week.
It
That's the point.
yes, but
Not
it,
good or bad. It's just you can theorize week to week, just like Walking Dead,
right?
or
But
Game of Thrones.
it wouldn't have been a show that had that kind of following had it not been bingeable. Most of the people that were in on like season 4 or 5, 6 were day to day speculating after having binge watched 3
after
seasons.
the fact. After the fact, though,
Right?
not before. It wasn't a bingeable show from the beginning.
Right, but it had no
week to week.
traction on social media or anything.
Because there was
until-
no social media.
right
back
until
then.
Netflix.
I'm just saying it was.
I think it's 50-50. Yeah,
don't-
it's a different time. You understand?
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole thing, you know. Anything that might be even conceived as a criticism to Breaking Bad, Scott's not going to have any of that fucking shit. It's not just the way it is, you
That
know.
isn't even a criticism.
Breaking Bad could like murder his child and shit in his mouth, and he still loves it.
Exactly.
Agree to disagree.
All right. So I've been bouncing around on all of these different YouTube sites, just watching all of these people's theory videos, and I find the one that I like the most is Midnight's Edge is one that I've been listening to, is one of
Okay.
these theory sites, and the reason I kind of like them is because they break it down in 3 parts. They say, this is what we're talking about, this is what's public knowledge, and this is some bullshit that we've heard. And every time they go in, they say, look, this is bullshit we've heard. You got to take it with a grain of salt, but this is what we've heard. And I watched one today with Star Trek, and omitting the portion of what they think is going to happen and just having the established stuff, man, it's fucking crazy. Like, shit I didn't even know about. Apparently, when it comes to this Star Trek franchise, when CBS and Viacom merged, CBS ended up with the rights to Star Trek, but they still gave Paramount the rights to release movies. But the movies that Paramount releases cannot be similar to the property that's held by CBS. That's why Bad Robot has a Kelvin timeline,
Right.
because it's entirely different. So it's kind of interesting to see how the dominoes kind of like stack up on this whole thing, because J.J. Abrams gets involved. He's the proprietor of Bad Robot. He hires Roberto Orci and Alex Kurtzman to write this reboot of Star Trek, which I like the first one a lot.
Love it.
I think it's a great movie. It's really cool.
It's JJ's best film, in my opinion.
Well, it establishes an entire new kind of alternate timeline to Star Trek. Well, JJ apparently went to Paramount and told them, hey, look, you guys are still making a lot of money off of like the licensing and the merchandise and all that shit of the original Star Trek. I'm just asking you, can you kind of like pump the brakes on that shit a little bit so we don't kind of create brand confusion between what we're doing and what you're doing? And basically Paramount told him, go fuck yourself. I mean, CBS told him, go fuck yourself. That's what drove him to do Star Wars.
Oh.
As a result of that, yeah. But what I found was really interesting about this whole thing is that now Star Trek is officially like dead in the water. Okay, so Noah Hawley, who's the guy who did Fargo TV show,
right,
and did Legion for FX,
both of which were super awesome. So I should have been more excited about the movie, yet I wasn't.
Well, he goes and writes the Star Trek movie, and everybody is like completely on board. And apparently, Hawley was going to once again reboot everything. He was going to go back to the prime timeline with Kirk and Spock and all that, and recast everything, and push Chris Pine and all them out because the plan was to bring Pine and Chris Hemsworth, who played his father in the first movie. They were going to do some kind of time travel thing to where George Kirk and James T. Kirk could meet one another and do some wackadoodle Star Trek time traveling shit.
Okay.
No, so Pine and Chris Hemsworth, they were like, well, look, the third movie kind of bombed, but, you know, I mean, we want to still do it. Would y'all consider taking a pay cut? And they were like, not only no, but fuck no. You know, I mean, we're prime actors getting prime roles.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. I mean, Pine's coming off of fucking Wonder Woman. I mean, granted, it's not his movie, but it was almost $1 million movie. Or $1 billion movie, rather.
Right.
You know, fucking Chris Hemsworth is now a megastar because of Thor, even though outside of playing Thor, he can't really do anything else. But, I mean...
He was in the Men in Black movie.
Bomb.
Still a big franchise.
Bomb. He was in Ghostbusters. Bomb.
Still a big franchise.
Bomb. He was in fucking the race car movie that Ron Howard did. Bomb. Yeah, he can't do anything besides play Thor. I mean, I understand.
He was in that Moby Dick movie. Bomb.
Yeah, bomb. I mean, he's in a big franchises, but I mean, the thing with it is, I mean, hey, look,
Black Hat.
Star Wars is a big franchise too. You know, however,
Right.
they're sitting there pulling the fucking emergency cord right now because things are fucked up. So anyway, they basically say, look, we're not cutting down on our fee. We're not doing shit. We're not doing the movie. So they kill that off. They kill off Hawley's movie because it was too Trek. It was too much like Star Trek. And when they say it was too much like Star Trek, is this is what Noah Hawley said of the whole thing. Look, man, to me, Star Trek is about diversity and problem solving and exploration and figuring out all this shit. I mean, if you're asking me to jam a whole bunch of action into shit and I don't feel like it belongs there, I'm not going to put action in something just for the sake of having it in there.
Right.
Bombed. And apparently bombed that idea. He walked away, creative differences. Fuck you guys,
Right.
I'm walking away. They're saying that all the people behind the scenes of that were pissed off that movie didn't get made. They said it is the most Star Trek movie that they've seen of all of it. So that happens. But
When was that movie supposed to be made and come out? No.
They were really trying to push to get the movie done for Star Trek's, I think, 50th anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. That's what they were really trying to push to do, but here we are. But what was really crazy is that I listened to, in this clip that I watched on this shit, they interviewed Quentin Tarantino. Because Tarantino was going to do something, and he lays
I would have liked to have seen that, man.
Well, he lays it straight out. And it's just poetic. He says in this interview, he says, well, I was going to do a Star Trek movie, but based on the way that rights and things work, I have to basically do a movie with Chris Pine and with these other characters. And I have to work off of this timeline that was established by J.J. Abrams' movie. I don't understand the timeline at all. He said, in fact, I sat in a production meeting and talked to JJ. JJ can't even tell me what the fucking timeline is. So
that just confirms everything I've heard and have believed about him.
So that's that. But what else is fucking crazy in this thing as well is that Star Trek, they have the people, the brass in the Star Trek creative, like not the creative people, the license holding motherfuckers, the white collar business people that own the IP commodity known as Star Trek, are basically pissed off because the Orville does better than what they do, and they still consider it an inferior product. They say it could be possible that by the end of this year, Star Trek might be for sale.
I mean, isn't the CBS show good? Isn't Picard a good show?
I heard it's not that. I heard it all depends on how much of a Star Trek fan you are. If you're a pure... I've watched Star Trek purists. They've tore it apart.
Okay. How much money is the Star Trek TV show making, and how much money is B, the Picard show making? Because at the end of the day, like you always say, the suits only care about one thing.
Yeah. Well, and the suits are saying this. I have to find it. I'll try and post it to PPVGuys group. There's one article that I read in one of the, Business Insider or Forbes or one of them. They said that, they're getting enough like traction from CBS subscribers to like keep it going. But Netflix is not really happy with the arrangement of them picking it up for the international market. They say that it is not a big driver for them, according to their algorithms. Netflix is actually really disappointed by Star Trek, and actually carrying it.
Well, I know that CBS, I was under the impression that the Trekkies are the cornerstone of the app even doing well. Discovery was a big traffic generator for them.
Well, I mean, no doubt. I mean, Star Trek
Discovery's on Netflix too now?
It's on Netflix in the international because CBS isn't launched in England. It isn't launched in Europe. I mean, to get it to the international fan base, Netflix airs it in those other markets. But I heard it is not really a big successful thing for Netflix. It's not as successful as they want it to be. But hey, look, I mean, so Star Wars. I mean, it's not really tearing up the fucking charts either. The thing with it is that those fans or potential fans may have moved on. I mean, shit, man, American fans are moving on from that shit, man. Young people, man, they want to watch Marvel. That's their shit. That's their thing, But we've talked about that on previous shows. But what some people are saying they would like to see happen is for Paramount to actually go back and buy the entire Trek franchise. Mm-hmm. And once they buy it, hook, line, and sinker, they want Seth MacFarlane to run it, to run the whole fucking thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he is a Star Trek mega fan, understands it, and if you talk to every old school Trek fan, they will tell you straight up, the Orville is what Star Trek, like that should have been Star Trek 2.0. The Orville like nails everything that Star Trek. I mean, granted, it's got a comedic kind of twist to it, but it does all of the shit that Star Trek originally did.
It seems like Galaxy Quest, the TV show, which it got the same kind of plaudits from people saying it's the best not Star Trek film I've ever seen.
From what my understanding is that the Orville was MacFarlane's pitch to try to do a Star Trek show. And since it didn't work out, he basically took his ideas and twisted it into his own creation, which is obviously heavily inspired by Star Trek. My mom sat there and I showed like clips of like Family Guy to my mom. Not Family Guy. Excuse me. American Dad. Mm-hmm. And she thought it was rude, crude, and socially unacceptable. Basically thought it was the biggest pile of shit that she's ever seen in her life.
I think that way too.
She loves the shit out of the Orville, though. My mom is pissed off.
They're two different shows.
Yeah, my mom's asking me can I borrow your Hulu shit so I can watch the Orville because I love that show.
Wow. Okay.
So there you go. So, but I mean, yeah, that's the whole rundown on Star Trek. I mean, fuck, who knew? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of bullshit. I mean, like the stuff of MacFarlane's going to take over. all that's taken a grain with salt. But I mean, like the factual shit of like the Tarantino interview and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his own words. Like, not Quentin Tarantino said. It was more like, we're going to play for you the interview of Quentin Tarantino,
Right.
and you hear him in his own words. I mean, he says straight up, I don't know what the fuck any of this means.
The funniest bit is not even JJ knows what it means.
Yeah, well, that's it. He says nobody could explain to him what it means. And he says, he said essentially what pissed me off and what pushed me off from doing the project is I'm telling you that I want to make a Star Trek movie based on the shit that I watched in the 60s, and now you're telling me that all that shit didn't happen.
Right.
Because, I mean, that's essentially what the Kelvin storyline does. It overwrites. It overwrites the entire history of Star Trek.
Right.
Why not let him make the movie and just make
Yeah, it would have been its own little side adventure
because
anyway.
everything has to do with the rights. And that's one of the biggest bitches that they say in this video of people with the Picard series is because they're saying that the Picard series, like, may kind of honor a certain timeline, but it still acknowledges shit from Kelvin and all this other shit. So I don't know. It's really they say that's the problem. The creative aspects of things are tied up by fucking businessmen. That's it.
So the story is so fucked because business guys don't know how to.
It goes back to
their IPs.
Here's a classic example of something I can relate it to. We all were alive during the comic boom of the comic book boom of the 1990s, where everybody went and bought comic book stores. It was a fucking all over variant covers. The store loaded down, big business. Everybody buying 5 copies of fucking shit because they thought all this stuff was going to actually be worth something.
Web of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, all this bullshit. Well, what ends up happening is that the company actually pushes into trying to create alternative products that they can sell other than comic books. So DC came up with these nice baseball cards that had their character on the baseball card hand-drawn, and then you would flip it over and it gave you the character's origin and all of the significant issues that revolve around their biggest storylines.
Right.
That cards was created by one of the baseball, I think it was Fleer that created Topps comes in, but listen to this. So Fleer creates the fucking cards. So I'm sitting there flipping through and I'm like, dude, where's my boy? Where's fucking Batman? He's not fucking in here. So I asked somebody that worked at the comic shop, dude, where's the fucking Batman card? Because this wasn't like collectibles. Like, it was just like a box of cards you bought.
Right.
It wasn't like you bought boosters and you were trying to get rares and shit. It was just a set of cards. So I'm looking through it. I'm like, man, these things are fucking rad. Where's Batman? Well, since Topps had the deal to do the 1989 Batman movie, and they got their own cards, even though the cards were related to the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton thing, it was Batman a card. Mm-hmm. And the way the license was written was that Batman couldn't be included in this card set. I mean, the whole it's so like saying dumb. There and saying, hey, dude, like, we're going to release like a Catholic Church card set. Hey, look, God's there, the Holy Spirit's there, but no Jesus. That's pretty much what it's kind of like,
Because we didn't proofread the contract we signed with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, and then you read fucking, and what's funny is like...
so weird.
Like, you sit there and you read the cards, they have all the associated Batman characters, and what's fucking funny is they can't even refer to him on the fucking storyline.
Wow.
So it's like... Yeah, so Dick Grayson, before he became Nightwing, he was Robin, and he was the partner to a legendary defender of Gotham City. That's what it was.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it was a clusterfuck. And based on this video, which I'll post this video to PPVGuys group.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Didn't DC also do Who's Who? They had it was essentially like an encyclopedia. Yes. I seem to remember that, but that was also issues. It was like A through D was issue 1, and so on and so forth.
They did one for Star Trek, actually.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did a Who's Who Star Trek. Yeah, they did Who's Who, and also Oh, that was another one that Marvel had. It was called G.I. Joe was a really big staple comic series for them. Well, they did one that was called G.I. Joe: The Order of Battle, and in this book, it took every character and basically did a draw out of them in the file card that you had on the back of the character packaging. They reprint these things in the comics. So it was kind of a cool thing if you're a collector. You're like, oh, cool, man. This is like kind of like an encyclopedia of all the characters. Yeah. Well, they included a character that they thought that they had the rights to use, but they ended up not using it, and they introduced G.I. Joe's official physical fitness trainer as Rocky Balboa. So they were going to include Rocky Balboa as a G.I. Joe character. He was plotted to get an action figure and everything.
Really?
Hasbro couldn't work out the details with Stallone, and it fizzled. But they printed that comic book thinking they had it. And people actually, it became a hot item because they had to pull it from the shelves.
Yeah, right.
Because they didn't use it. So
that's interesting that he wouldn't sign off on that. I wonder if he figured his Rocky Balboa dolls would be big.
Because, like the suits, what does Sylvester Stallone care about?
Dollars.
Money. So he cares about them dollar bills, y'all.
But that's
so
what I feel like that would have been an extra revenue.
Yeah, but the thing with it is that, and that's it. I mean, that's pretty much what happens. So
what?
that's what I say whenever I hear him talk.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's pretty much it. So
it's funny that we're talking about all these sort of like the gallery of characters, because I had read something and I was trying to find it. I can't find the story now, but the Ben Kenobi series was going to feature a legacy character, some sort of like Jedi that, and I was going to ask if you had known about him. It was a Jedi that basically was obsessed with revenge for Directive 66.
Darth Vader.
And no. It was a Jedi Knight that was essentially enraged and sort of it similar to Saw Gerrera's timeline.
So this was a character that appeared in the prequels, I would take it.
No, it was a character that was in the Legacy novels and
shit. I don't know. I have to go look that up and see who that would be. They moved a couple of those characters over, but some of those characters became canonized because of Clone Wars.
Right.
There's a character named Quinlan Vos that was a big expanded universe character, and they put him in a couple of episodes of Clone Wars. Well, since that happened, then, he's like, well, fuck, he's canonized now. So they went ahead and they did that shit.
Is he a saint now?
What's that?
What that means? He's a saint?
A saint? What do you mean?
Forget it.
Yeah, that went over my head, so...
Like when you canonize somebody and like in religion.
Well, I mean, in the canon, in the Star Wars canon. I mean, I don't know. What do you want from me? Fuck, what do you want from me? Yeah, right now, end scene. End scene, it's over. Look, go ahead and join it. Look, PPV Guys group, join there. Send us an invite. Make sure to subscribe. And check out our rad-ass fucking song parodies that we have. You can check those out on YouTube and Instagram.
Not on, and Facebook, yeah.
And Facebook also. Yeah, that's going to be... the Obi-Wan Kenobi that's set to the Partridge Family, and Mando set to Barry Manilow's Mandy, and then we have a third one that's going to be coming soon. So
it's a trilogy.
That's a trilogy of sorts. So we appreciate you guys listening. Make sure to write us reviews, please. Give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. Thanks for listening and seeing.